Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, post-market report. Just lovely. Wait till you see what we're going to talk about today. It's just epic. Anyway, Monday, April 24th, anyway, 22nd, 2024. Okay, look, let's start off with this market because it's a freak show, beyond freak show. So this morning, stock futures were higher, market opened higher. Then reversed, went lower, 10-year yield moving higher, MMRI climbing, dollar stronger. Then all of a sudden, a miracle. A miracle happens in the form of the European Central Bank. So this is a lovely piece of news with which turned everything around. The European Central Bank governors stick to their plan for multiple rate cuts despite global headwinds, like you and I have called repeatedly. This is what's coming, and that's all the market needed to hear. After this made its way through the market, obviously, all of a sudden, 10-year yields start dropping. Dollar reverses, drops. It finished at about the flat line, the dollar on a relative strength basis. And all of a sudden, stocks, bam. I mean, the Dow was up, 400 points earlier after this came out. We finished up about 200 and change. Mitch knows what I'm talking. It's unbelievable. They're gonna jawbone this thing and float the carrot in front of the market over and over and over again. And you see, this is a signal, just as you and I have been talking about. If the ECB does this, and they're going to, okay, multiple times, all right, the Fed's gonna follow suit. There's just no doubt about it. Nothing matters. Nothing matters to this market more than more easy money. And that's going to come from multiple avenues. I mean, we need to talk more about that too, and we will. But it's just astonishing to me because I'm sitting here like you probably, I'm watching the 10-year yield, the dollar, I'm watching the market, so I wasn't really surprised at all to see the market fall into the negative after, risk in this market's going higher. You got the MMRI in a red zone. And then I'm watching it, and all of a sudden, whoa, what's going on? Then I do a little research, and there it is. Imagine my shock, imagine your shock, imagine everybody's shock here. Let's see, what do we guys and girls want to talk about? Let's just stick with the market a little bit. So yes, we turned around, major averages in the green, 10-year yield lower, dollar reverse lower here. Gold and silver getting hammered pretty good. Lovely. It is a freaking buying opportunity, people, because let me explain this to you. Easy money ain't stopping. Global debt ain't stopping. More money for war ain't stopping. None of it's setting up. Are you paying attention to the setup here? We're being set up again. If you live here in the United States, the setup is so in our face, it makes me want to puke all over my freaking desk here. And that is, okay, as part of this weapons package, this $95 billion weapons package, I believe it's something like $61 billion is slated to make its way to Ukraine. Well, they're already screaming it ain't enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. We need more. And you're going to pay for it. So just in case you were wondering, you're going to foot that bill too. It ain't going to stop, as you and I have been talking about since time immemorial. Understand? That's where we're going with this. It's just really sickening. Now, I'll tell you something else that's kind of sickening here. Here, can you see that? The Fed's forecasting method looks increasingly outdated as Ben Bernanke, yes, the man who single-handedly destroyed the world financial system. This guy gets paid $1 million per speech. This is the same guy who said gold was not real money. Silver is not real money. This is the same guy that said the subprime issues were contained and it would not spread beyond wherever and obviously all of that was wrong. He knew it was wrong. But this guy here now, so he's going to fix the Fed's forecasting methods. What that means is it's going to be rigged worse against you. It means the propaganda is going to get even more outrageous than it is right now, which is kind of hard to believe. But so what do you think about Bernanke here? You trust this guy? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to look at the comments here. How much do you trust Ben Bernanke? Do you trust this guy? I don't trust him. In fact, it's negative gazillion. Is that even a number? I don't even know. So let us move forward. Oh, yeah, how about this? All right, for all of you who are paying attention. So now Russia and China are completely or have completely ditched the dollar. They've been kind of dwindling down, ditching the dollar in bilateral trade. They're going to be trading with each other exclusively in their own currencies. Again, look, they're being called the evil empire. The whole BRICS coalition over there is being called the evil empire. And, because they're trying to sidestep the dollar here. The dollar is a poison, not just to you and me, but to the rest of the world. United States, the largest exporter of propaganda in the history of the world. That's number one. And number two, because we have the world reserve currency, we get to export our inflation to the rest of the world. People are sick of it, period, the end. Now, I want to talk about something else here. This is Reuters. Does this surprise you? This shouldn't surprise you at all. The economy and the consumer are being buried alive. There's nothing left here. You have to understand. The economy is being deliberately cratered, collapsed, melted down, so as to give central banks, in this case the Federal Reserve, a green light to inflate on a scale that you're not going to believe. And that's where we're going, along with the European Central Bank, who's going to be doing the same exact thing to my European friends, unfortunately. But what else would you expect in this kind of an environment? So, this was this morning, global military spending. All this is going to get added to GDP, of course. And, look how strong our economy is. Oh, really? Okay. We're dying over here. So let me read this. This is Reuters, okay? So according to Reuters, this is great because we heard from the other thing, Austin Goolsbee, the Chicago Federal Reserve president. You love him, don't you? Anyway, so a growing number of Americans have seen their savings dwindle. What have you and I been talking about since time immemorial? This neo-feudal system, prior members of the middle class being systematically wiped out, pushed down to the lower rung of society, dependency on the system as it's taken apart. So let's go on here. Reuters, April 22nd, which is today, yes. All right. A growing number of Americans have seen their savings dwindle. This is not my words. This is their words. I didn't add a single thing. As rising prices squeeze budgets while interest rates stay high, bankers and economists said. The deterioration in household finances for those earning less than $45,000 contrasts with financial resilience among those with higher incomes. Let me tell you something about that. And I'm going to be straight with you. The people in my neighborhood, these are all high-income people, all right? They're hurting too, just in case you were wondering. They're putting their houses up for sale. They're selling their vehicles. They're trading them in. So this is what's happening right here. Okay, anyway. So Austin Goolsbee, okay, the freak from the Chicago Federal Reserve president, this is what he said specifically. Now let's decipher this. He said consumer delinquencies were one of the most concerning economic data points at the moment. Let me tell you something about consumer delinquencies. They're on the rise and they're skyrocketing. They got nowhere to go. People are being squeezed to death, okay? And this creature goes on to say, if he knows this is going to get worse, but he had to say if this freak is saying the delinquency rate of consumer loans start rising, which he knows it will, because the consumers being deliberately squeezed, that is often a leading indicator that things are about to get worse. Things are about to get worse. Duh. Can we get a duh here? Okay. That is just epic. Let us move forward here. Oh, that's another thing too. You do realize at the end of last year, I'm just looking down at some of the stuff I was writing. The end of last year, what did you and I say? We were going to see tens of thousands of people be laid off. Layoffs were going to skyrocket. Well, that has happened. Tens of thousands of people every month are being laid off, and more are coming. 40% of business leaders are saying that they are not going to be hiring and or laying people off. How is that? Okay, just so you know. Now, this is interesting too. Let me show you how the propaganda ministry, they don't get it together too well. Both of these reports are from today. This is Market Watch, okay? Market Watch, oil prices fall, listen to this, as analysts, they don't exist, these people, say Middle East tensions are not likely to escalate. So according to these analysts, it's over. The Middle East is all of a sudden going to turn into a utopian society where everyone's going to love and kiss and hug each other. We're going to get along. Since time immemorial, they've been trying to kill each other. It's changed because these analysts are so smart. Now, again, this is one propaganda ministry, same day today. Now, Citi is saying this. They upgraded their energy sector, as you and we know where this is going to. Says geopolitical tensions are going to get worse. Well, according to these people, it's going to get better. What do you think about that? See, this is it. This is what they do. People don't know if they're coming or going if they're paying attention to this kind of crap. Now, let us again move forward. I want to show you something that you and I have talked about many, many times. And again, I want to hear you sound off on this. Okay, this is the Federal Reserve's repo program. This is what has been happening. Okay, it's been tapering down and down and down and down and down and down and down from multiple billions to around, if I had to guess, it's about a half a billion or whatever it is now. Anyway, so this is a scam. This has been a scam on all of us since day one. All this was meant to do is to trick the system into believing it's more liquid. You know how this works. Federal Reserve and between itself and other institutions passing around vast amounts of cash overnight. Was in the multiple billions. Now we're like about half a billion. Still going on. It tricks the system to thinking it's more liquid. Now, so at the same time, we've covered this before, and I want to hear from you. Who believes in that this is a coincidence? Here's the question. At the same time this is being tapered down, war is expanding all over the world with military spending, it's highest that it's ever been in freaking history. So let me tell you something. That's not a coincidence here. The faking of liquidity is turning into a mechanism where they must borrow more cash, pull more cash into the now. That's the mechanism. Billy knows what I'm talking about. Billy Box, thank you. You understand what I'm talking about, everybody? This mechanism here is so unbelievably insane. Let's go on a little bit further here. So if we understand, let's put a basic concept together, me and you right now, because this is generally above everyone else's pay grade except yours and mine. So we understand, you and me, that central banks are in a race to the bottom. They're deliberately destroying their currency. They're taking the economy apart. Consumer can't make as great neo-feudal system, having to borrow just to keep their heads above water, becoming slaves to the system because that's what it's meant to be. So as central banks deliberately devalue their currency, like the 95 billion next, this was just the newest installment. That cash got to be created out of nothing, along with 369 billion that we had to spend to lower inflation, which is the most utterly ridiculous, asinine thing I've ever heard in the history of my life. It is. We have to spend 369 billion to reduce inflation, and they're laughing at us. They're laughing at us. All of them are laughing at us. Okay. What can I tell you? And this is going to go on, and wars are going to expand, and more military spending, all this devaluation of currency. Central banks are more than happy to lend. So as a central bank devalues their currency, and now it takes more currency to buy anything, even a freaking chapstick, okay, what do central banks need to do? Continue to print and add digits to a screen, and that further devalues the currency. You understand? It's a vicious cycle, and you and I are caught in it, and there ain't no way out. Just so you know, this is only, again, with the if this is going to happen, like Ghouls Freak over here. We need to come up with a name for Austin Goolsby. I don't know. I can't think of a name for it other than it's a monstrous creature. If the delinquency rate of loans starts rising, that is often a leading indicator that things are about to get worse. You see, what he can't tell you, Ghouls thing, come up with a name, is it's going to get worse because they're doing it. This institution is a curse upon the world, along with every other freaking central bank here. They are the enemy. We are not each other's enemies. You understand? They're the enemy. Again, when they raided the Capitol here, they raided the wrong building. Because why? They have no idea what's going on. If they really knew what was going on, they realized that, well, we have no voice. What we say doesn't matter. And this institution has got us all by the throat. And they're laughing at us too. You realize that? Do you realize what I'm talking about? I think you do. All right, people, look, we covered a lot of stuff here today. And I'm telling you, this is going to be the death of me. I love being here with all of you, but my blood pressure, just Austin Ghoul, man. It's murderous. I'm shortening my life. There's no doubt about it by doing this. I love all of you, like I said, and I love being here with you, but this stuff here is just too much. Anyway, before I let you all go, I think we covered a lot, like I said. Anything specifically that you guys and girls want to talk about before we get out of here? Yeah, maybe I should try yoga. I should try something, right? I don't know. The Challenger, weak gears. I found out something. Those cars here, they have an inherent problem with case failures. And that's what happened to my Challenger, unfortunately. Mitch knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, people, look, we're gonna call it Bitcoin. What do you want me to tell you? It's higher today. It's going much, much higher. It's going to be very volatile. The take on this debt market meltdown, which is going to happen eventually, leading to a stock market meltdown, leading to cash just moving from one set of assets into another. Right now, this risk-on environment is going to go on until it doesn't. And if you needed more proof, here it is. European Central Bank, multiple rate cuts are coming. That's all the market needed to hear, right, Jeffrey? You know what I'm talking about. That's all the market needed to hear today. All of a sudden, bang, higher across the board. 10-year yield comes down, dollar falls because it knows the Fed's going to follow. You and I have been so on with this. I mean, it's just freaking incredible. Right, Axiom? Yes, everyone here is awesome, including you, bro. Yes, Nick the pig. It's crazy, man. Yeah, the Copo, I got my blower today. My blower is destructed, need a new blower. So I got a new blower. It literally just got here. All right, people, look, this guy's going to get out of here. Love all of you from the heart. Please ponder the things that we talk about here. Share this stuff. Get it out there. We got to do something about these thumbs up. People, come on, man. You want people to see this stuff. These thumbs up are so valuable. It allows the algorithms to pick it up. It's not so hard to hit that thumbs up button. Please, I'm working my butt off here. My blood pressure is going to the moon. I'm probably going to get a heart attack or a stroke. So I could really use a little help here. Get this stuff out. Share this stuff. Let me hear from you. Comment here. Is anything anything that we talked about today? If you've been with me for a while, shocked, surprised at all? How about no? Because we know what they want to do and what they're going to do, and they're not done. Woo! All right, people, look, I'll see you in the morning as usual. Until then, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Love you from the heart. I mean it.